Hey, it's Hirsch, and today I'm going to be trying out the Xencelabs Pen Tablet Medium Bundle SE in the color white. Before I get started, I would like to say thank you to Xencelabs for making this video possible and sending this to me for free, but keep in mind that all opinions in this video are completely and 100% my own, and also stay tuned for the pros and cons sections at the end. I really like the packaging. On the back, it lists some things that are more unique about this tablet set, such as the fact that it comes with 2 pens of different sizes, a seamless integrated palm rest for drawing comfort, and you can actually use it wirelessly with little to no lag, which I think is pretty cool. So when you open the box, the first thing that you see inside is a little thank you card, which has thank you written in several different languages. After that is the tablet. I absolutely love the color because it is my first non-black colored pen tablet. All the other ones that I use are black, including my pen displays. So I think I'm gonna have a great time using this, especially for the aesthetic purpose. We also have a remote, a pen box, and another completely black box that contains the wires and another booklet featuring some information about the tablet. At the bottom of all of that, there's also a case for the tablet. Now let's take a closer look at everything again. Here is the pen case, again in the color white, like to match the tablet. You can get this entire set in black, I'm pretty sure, on Amazon, but we'll be talking about that more later. Inside we have 2 pens. One of them is the 3-button pen that has a wider grip, and there's also a thin pen, which is the one that I use for most of this video, so you can pick whichever one you prefer. There are also 10 extra drawing nibs, 6 which are standard, and 4 of which are felt, which are the white ones. So I think that is very unique. It also has some more extra supplies, but keep in mind there is no pen stand that you can keep it in, so you just have to keep it in this box. Next up is the remote. It has several buttons on it that you can customize to different shortcuts, like flipping the canvas or changing your drawing tool from an eraser to a brush, etc. I like this because it has a rotation shortcut, which is great for zooming in and out or changing your brush size easily. You can also view the shortcut names on the OLED display of the remote once it's turned on. And finally, in this box, we have 2 USB cables that are used to connect the tablet and the remote that I was talking about earlier to whatever device you are using, in my case, a laptop. There's also a pale gray glove that has more satin-like feel, which is super nice and soft to wear. I really like it. And here's how it looks on my hand. It actually fits pretty well compared to most of the other gloves that I have, although it is a little bit too thick for me. There is also a cute little sticker that it comes with, the 2 USB cables I was talking about before, and a booklet that includes further information on the product as well as some warranty card. Along with all that is the tablet. It has a sleek matte look, and like I mentioned before, it is in the color white. It had some grips on the back to make sure that it doesn't slide around when you're drawing on it, and another important thing to keep in mind is it does not have a screen. In a pen tablet, you connect it to a separate device, and that's where you'll actually be able to see your drawing, so there isn't any way that you can see the display here. This tablet has a 16:9 aspect ratio and supports 8 displays at the same time. You can customize the active area, and it has a total of 40 programmable functions per application. Next up is the sleeve/carrying case. It's in a darker gray color and has the company name at the front. There are 2 smaller sleeves where you can keep some cables or the pen case, which are inside, and also the main sleeve to keep the tablet. I found both the pen tablet and the case super light, so it's really easy to travel with when you're on the go. Another cool feature of the tablet is that you can actually customize its corner colors. When you download the driver, you have many color options, and I chose the color light blue to match my room color. I think this is a pretty cool, unique feature. As I tested the tablet, the pressure sensitivity was actually really good right off the bat, and I didn't need to adjust it at all. It could make thin and thick strokes really easily, and there wasn't any lag between the tablet and the screen that I was looking at. I went ahead and I started adding shortcuts to the remote. Some of the shortcuts that I used were flip canvas, scale, rotate, grab hand, zoom in and out, and also the bucket tool because I tend to use these a lot. By the way, the program I'm using is Clip Studio Paint. I recently bought the $50 version after the 30-day free trial, and it works great. I enjoy testing out the new brushes, see which would match my Procreate ones the best. I did a small grayscale drawing to test out the tablet's capabilities. This was meant to be a quick doodle, and I wasn't going to film it at first, but I usually do this when I want to learn how a new tablet works and all its settings. But I went a little bit overboard this time, and I ended up rendering the entire illustration. However, I am going to be doing a more finished and colored piece later, so stay tuned for that. Another thing that I want to mention is that I did not use the wireless version for most of the drawing process. I did try it out near the beginning of the sketching process for my next illustration, and it was a tiny bit laggy, but after I adjusted some of the settings, it was a lot smoother, but I still prefer drawing with the wires plugged in. And here's how it looks. I added some blush to make it a little bit more lifelike and add more color to the drawing. And now that we are done with the first illustration, let's get on to the main one. I did the liner off camera using the Milli brush in Clip Studio Paint, which is a default brush. Somehow I accidentally did this on the background layer, so I had to put the layer on multiply so I could see the color underneath it. I was also going to add a pink under here, as you can see in the beginning, but I decided not to in the end because A, nothing else in the drawing was pink, and B, it would have just stood out too much because of its saturation. Although I really like the under hair look, and I'm planning on adding that to some of my other OCs. Overall, the experience I had using this tablet was really smooth, and I didn't go through any technical difficulties featuring the device. However, things did become a little bit complicated, although this was not the device's fault at all. This drawing obviously took me several days because I don't want to work on all of it in one sitting. So at the end of the second day, I saved it, but for some reason it didn't save as a file in Clip Studio Paint, and instead it saved as a photo. Usually when it saves as a file, you can just go back, click on it, and it'll have all the layers intact and everything. But it saved as a photo, which meant that the file wasn't there anymore, and I'm not sure why that happened. And I was actually debating restarting the drawing because I already spent such a long time. But I decided not to because I already spent such a long time on it, so I just continued with what I had. It was a little annoying when I was shading, especially the hair, because it would get on the skin and I would have to go back and go over it, and this happened a lot. This didn't slow my process down as much as I thought it would, and it didn't affect the tablet's performance at all. I'm planning on making a better quality version of this drawing, maybe changing some of the colors when school ends, and hopefully I'll post it on Instagram as a DTIYS so you guys can participate in it, because I really like the concept of this piece. I also tried adding lips to my characters, which is something that I pretty much never do. I think I'm slowly drifting from a more anime style to one that's slightly semi-realistic, because as much as I love drawing big cartoony eyes, I also like soft shading and the look of realistic glossy hair, and it's just so much fun to do. Anyways, I had to take a couple tries for the lips. Finally, I did a good job, and it did blend in with the rest of the drawing style. I also worked on the lighting towards the very end, which you will see later on. I added a multiply layer for the shadows, and then I also added a color dodge layer around the globe that she's carrying, because I wanted that to kind of be the centerpiece of the entire drawing, so it'd be glowing and she was kind of looking at it. This video also celebrates my first video posted after school ends. I'm hoping to post more tutorials and more OC content because I have been getting so many requests for those, and I'm very excited to post them. There will also be a collaboration coming out soon. Who knows, maybe in a couple days after this video. I'm not exactly sure, but stay tuned for that. As we near the end of this video, I'm going to be talking a bit about my own opinion on the tablet. This isn't exactly structured as pros and cons, so take it with a grain of salt, and make sure to do your own research and watch other videos if you do want to purchase this tablet or anything else. Starting off, the price of this tablet set is $380 USD. I think this is definitely more on the expensive side, especially for a pen tablet, meaning that there isn't any display, though it is nowhere near as expensive as Wacom tablets. But keep in mind that the set does come with the tablet, the remote, 2 different types of pens, extra nibs, as well as carrying cases. With all this in mind, I think it's actually very reasonably priced, because if you take away the price points of all the other accessories, I think the tablet itself would be very reasonable. Speaking of the accessories, the 2 pens really make a difference. I think I do prefer the thin one because I use my Apple Pencil a lot more for digital art, because I do iPad art a lot more. than tablet art, but many people do prefer the 3-button pen, which has a more thicker and wider like barrel. However, keep in mind that the pens don't come with a stand, so you do have to keep them inside the case or just leave them on your desk, but make sure that you don't lose them. The tablet itself does not come with a stand either, but personally, this is just my personal opinion, but I don't think pen tablets need stands. You're not looking at the tablet itself, so you're not hunching your back over if it doesn't have a stand, and rather you're looking at the screen in front of you, so I think it's fine that it doesn't have a stand, and it's also easier for your hand to rest easily. It's also very portable, both with its size and with its weight, so I think it's really good for traveling along with the case as well. All in all, I think that this is a pretty great purchase and it's very worth it. So I recommend this to anyone who's looking into getting into digital art, or even professionals who are already in the digital art field. Just keep in mind that you do need an external device to connect this to, so if you do not have one, then you should probably purchase that first before purchasing this product. Again, thank you so much to Xencelabs for sending this to me, and I hope you guys enjoy this review. I will be showing the full illustration at the very end, so you can take a look at it there, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!